So he was in a good place to make whatever decision, the top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next?
That he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Hey, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good Monday. Hope everyone had a good, safe, great weekend. We're back, y'all. We're back with another reaction. We've been on a roll, y'all. We've been on a roll. The Cave Fam has been growing daily. I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. Like I said, when we get to that 10,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a big giveaway. We're giving away a microphone, I don't know, a monitor, maybe just $100 Amazon gift card. I don't know. We'll have a list, and whoever wins can take their pick. But hey, I ain't gonna talk your guys' ears off. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction.
Ghislaine Maxwell was fascinated by Atlantis and intent on recovering knowledge of that civilization. Her and Jeffrey Epstein had this submarine called Atlantis, and not only would she be diving on Atlantean ruins, scientists specializing in things like quantum gravity and gene splicing were being taken down in the Atlantis submarine because she was also interested in reconstructing the knowledge of that civilization. I believe that she was part of a network of people attempting to excavate Atlantis and reconstruct its knowledge. You can see this in all kinds of ways. The ground plan of the garden in the Zorro Ranch that Epstein had, it's in the concentric ring pattern that Plato described as the ground plan of the city of Atlantis. There was a statue of Poseidon and a statue of Atlas. So it was an Atlantean temple that Epstein had on one end of his island on Little St. James.
When you get too much money. Yeah, that is gross. I used to drink out the water hose back in the day. I know all you guys, all these 90s kids, 80s kids used to drink out the water hose too, out there playing with friends. I'd be out there drinking out the water hose and they'd be like, "You ain't gonna get no water. You got unlimited water right here from the water hose. You just gotta wait about 30 seconds before you take a sip because we're in Arizona. It's 115 degrees out there. That water's boiling when it first comes out. Nothing like a good rubbery taste of hose water."
There are 4 major crazy things that are going on in California right now. I am at the border, Mexico right there, California right here. I'm right at the border wall. These are 4 things that are going on. 1, any illegal who enters into America illegally in the state of California is given free health care. If you are an illegal and you decide that you want to change your gender, that can occur. If you want to go to college, guess what? College for illegals is free. And if you want to buy a house and you're one of the lucky selected, the state of California will give you a down payment of 20%. Yes, you heard me right. If you are a non-citizen living in California, you want to buy a house, the government of California is going to help you out, give you 20%. 20% to go into a house that you'd like to live in as a non-citizen in America. But when you sell that house, you need to give that 20% back to the government. This is some crazy stuff that is happening in California as thousands of illegals flow through the border each and every day. No one is stopping them, and they are clearly being welcomed by all of these gifts that California wants to give to them.
Only in California, right? 20%. What's like the minimum? 3.5%? 20% they're gonna give you. And if you move out, you got to pay it back. But shit, I ain't moving out. That's crazy. Free college. Shaking my head, y'all. Shaking my head.
Who wakes up in the morning, grabs a knife, goes to a dance recital class, and stabs? What are your thoughts on like what has transpired in the last few days? Sure. So the straw that broke the camel's back was years ago. The people are being lied to by the government. They're being lied to by the mainstream media. Law enforcement knows it. The government knows it. And essentially, the slaughter of innocents will push any nation, any tribe, any man over the edge. And that's what we're seeing here. we see a protest gathering saying absolutely no more. The problem then is there's 200 police essentially there to instigate problems, and then we have another problem on top of the lies and the deceit and that which everyone is so very tired of. What happened to those 3 little girls and those people that have been hurt it's not the final nail in the...
Being what? The fuck?
They commit the most heinous of crimes. We need honesty with the public about who they are. That will ease the situation rather than lying about it.
So do you think that claiming that this young boy was 17 is deliberate? Do you think that claiming that this young boy was 17 is actually somewhat deliberate? Some people are saying that he may not actually be 17.
Hugely problematic when something like this. Let me ask the public.
Facts. I know what he's saying right now. I'm just muting it because it could be a bit too risky to listen to.
That's the level of evil that can only be distributed by someone who has been so radicalised by whomever for whatever to say the biggest FU to the West, to Britain, to Christianity, whoever the individual is. No one does that because they're mentally ill. That's another level of evil. We deserve answers. And at the moment, law enforcement spending millions on policing what doesn't need it at all. Hundreds of police. That's there to inflame. That's there to heighten. And again, it causes these multiple layers of problems. We need honesty and transparency. Why aren't MI5 deporting people? And what's the reason behind these attacks? People deserve to know.
It's happening, y'all. People are starting to get fed up, not only in America, but just all over the world. Shout out to my CaveFam out there in the UK. Y'all stay safe out there because we dealt with that in 2020, but they killed a grown man, right? Over here, they killed 3 little kids. So it's a different ball game, but I don't know. I feel like we're very close to this happening again. And I don't want to say hopefully, because that's a scary thing, y'all, like overthrowing the government and all that. Like that's no fun. But hopefully if it does happen this time, we do it together, not one side versus the other. And we realize all the lies we've been told, because boy, have they been lying to us on both sides.
Are so beyond fucked. Here comes World War III. And even if you're not invested in the stock market or the economy...
Oh yeah, my stock's been going down.
So what you're looking at here is a picture of all the stocks on Friday, August 2nd. You notice anything? You know, just everything being red, except for T-Mobile. T-Mobile did pretty good. Oh yeah, but it's gotten way worse over the weekend. I'm recording this on Monday morning, but we have Nvidia, one of the best stocks in the entire world, down 11% this morning. Taiwan is having their worst day of the stock market in 57 years. Japan's stock market is having their worst day since 1987. Intel is down almost 10% over the last 5 days. Even the fucking CEO of Intel is tweeting prayers. On top of that, crypto saw an even crazier crash yesterday. In 5 minutes, Ethereum was down 21% and Bitcoin was down 11%. And in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down 17% and Ethereum is down 23%. Oh, but it gets better. The best stock trader to ever live, Warren Buffett, knows something that we don't. Because his company, Berkshire Hathaway, has dumped more shares this quarter than they have in their entire history. And the amount of cash they have, meaning that's not invested in stocks, is at an all-time high. $277 billion, and they just sold Apple. But wait, there's still more. This is the Lockheed Martin stock, and they profit off of war. Over the last 5 days, while everything else is red, they're up 5%. Over the last month, they're almost up 20%. And over the past 6 months, they've been up 30%. So with this stock going up, and this lizard person selling almost every stock he owns, I would imagine that we are fucked.
They don't play fair, right? those big dogs, they get all their money out, right? We got a clip coming up later that a lot of people are getting rich off this little market crash we're going through right now.
I actually had my wisdom teeth removed when I was 20. I had no idea. The insurance company had a $5,000 reward for removing my wisdom teeth. And then I learned about how your wisdom teeth are connected to your heart. So there's actually no reason to remove the wisdom teeth. They actually just pulled them out so they could get from the and then mess with your meridian line, which if you think of wisdom, you think of your brain, and then the wisdom teeth are also connected to your heart. So a lot of times when people get their wisdom teeth removed, they actually start developing heart issues. See how this goes? The meridians of the wisdom teeth are connected not only to the brain, but also to the heart. So then people start developing heart issues and then can't figure it out, but it was because they had a procedure in which was never supposed to happen, never needed to happen. And remember, the dentist industry is a break-off of the industry. industry. They're fluoridating people's mouths, taking teeth out of them, x-raying them, and all of your teeth are meridian lines. So if you mess with those meridian lines, you mess with all the pathways of the body.
Dirty game, right? They took my wisdom teeth out, all four. I think I was a junior in high school. I wasn't having no pain or nothing. The dentist just asked my mom, like, we're here. Do you want us to take him out? Schedule to take him out because they might give him a problem when he's older, right? Because I know some people's wisdom teeth affect them, right? You guys have dentists taking your wisdom teeth out before they're even causing problems? That's $5,000 kickback for the dentist.
Allegedly.
Subtracted and divided. That's always been the playbook. And then while we're in the middle of these international conflicts that are baffling to everybody involved, and you're wondering how they have all this money to do that, but they don't have any money to address all the problems that we have. How about the people in Maui? Imagine being a person in Maui that lost your home. They give you $700, and then you still can't rebuild. It's a year later, nothing's been built.
And at the blink of an eye, they give $100 billion to Zelensky. And
well, even worse, they accidentally sent Ukraine $6 billion. They sent an accidental $6 billion. So then we looked up, like, how much would it cost to rebuild every house that got destroyed in the fire? $5 billion. So they could have done that.
So why wouldn't they do that?
Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? I don't understand. Those people are devastated. And then there's all this talk about like taking over that land. And
well, you go to Maui. I was in Maui, and you see people have put graffiti on the side of buildings saying this is a land grab.
Yeah.
You see that a lot.
It is a land grab. It's a pretty transparent land grab.
Right?
It's happening in front of our eyes, and no one's doing anything about it because it's 5 hours in a jet across the ocean. And we're watching this shit take place where these people, and first of all, just horrible mismanagement of water rights, horrible mismanagement of power lines. The fact that they have horrible winds, crazy winds there, and they've had these fucking power lines that are above ground. When I lived in California, my fucking lines were underground. They figured it out there. How come they didn't figure it out in Hawaii? You know how much money could have been saved? They just put the power lines underground?
It was so unfortunate that their alarm system malfunctioned.
Yeah, how about that?
And that the water got turned off, so the firefighters...
They wouldn't let them turn the water on.
It was a dirty game,
the water's a very valuable commodity there. The whole thing is fucking insane.
And that the cops are turning people back into the fire. It's just
the whole thing is insane.
These are all just unfortunate. This is an unfortunate thing.
See how you can see we're in a bubble? All this crap that's happening. And the masses don't sit here and watch these videos, right? The masses still, I think, watch regular news, right? You know, New York Times, CNN, Fox News, right? They ain't telling you this. But I feel like we're close because look at all this. Look at the way we're being lied to. Hello?
Hey, it's Johnny from Carpet One.
Yes, how's it going?
Good, good. Hey, do you think like an hour would be okay?
Yeah, like I said, if you can just please give me a 5-minute heads up so I can throw the dogs out. Yeah, I'm home for the rest of the day, so whenever you can come out here, that'll work.
Yeah, that'd be perfect because it kind of worked out. And then I saw the vinyl that you picked out.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another one that kind of like is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to check that one out as well. So if you don't mind.
Yeah, that works. And in one of my rooms, I have a lot of stuff, like everything taken off the walls and kind of threw everything in there. Will you be able to measure around it, or should I move some stuff out of there?
No, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a laser.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I'll give you a call right when I'm heading out.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
He was in a good place.
And that the cops are turning people back into the fire. It's just
the whole thing is insane.
These are all just unfortunate. This is an unfortunate thing.
Can you see how we're just on a bubble? All the nonsense, the games that these string pullers are doing to us as we're puppets. Like, knowledge is getting out. The knowledge hasn't reached the masses, right? A lot of people are still asleep dealing with this division, right? Worrying about these politics, worrying about this side's racist and this side wants gays and LGBTs in our bathroom. That's what they're worried about. Things that don't really matter, right? At the end of the day, I mean, they matter, but racist, LGBT, not allowed or whatever, like, who cares, right? But these little games are playing with people's lives and people are getting killed. I think people are starting to wake up to it, and that's when the bubble's going to pop.
So he was in a good place to make whatever decision, the top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next?
That he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Did you know after the Civil War, there was 100,000 Confederate soldiers that moved down to Brazil, and they still have a city in Brazil. It's called Americana.
What the heck?
Yeah, 100,000 Confederate soldiers went down to the south of Brazil to say, like, hey, we're going to keep the South alive in a new country. Every year, they have a festival commemorating the Confederate soldiers.
It's crazy.
That's in Brazil.
Stop! And apparently there's some people that have went there and said, we had no idea that's what the history of this town was, but it's actually a pretty nice city.
Apparently the older people in Americana, Brazil, they have like a combination of a southern accent and they like roll their R's. Yeah, like,
Brazil.
Yeah, we live in Brazil.
That's
It's crazy. But they said they started planting tobacco, cotton, all this stuff. And it says that half of them 10 years in ended up leaving because they're like, this is really hard to keep up with all these crops. And so it's like, well, yeah, because you don't have slaves.
Ku Klux Klan, the KKK.
Well, the Klan was what we would call today a domestic terrorist group.
Why? Why would we call them domestic terrorist group?
Because they tried to use fear and force to change political environment.
And what was the motivation for the use of fear and
It was
force?
based on race and ethnicity.
Right. Are you aware of the perception of many about how the power and the discretion at ICE is being used to enforce the laws? And do you see any parallels?
I do not see any parallels between
I'm talking about perception.
officers and agents.
I'm talking about perception.
I do not see a parallel between what is constitutionally mandated as it relates to enforcing the law.
Are you aware that there's a perception?
I see no
Yes.
Are you aware that there's a
that
perception?
puts ICE in
Feelings.
the same category as the KKK. Is that what you're asking me?
No, I'm very specific about what I'm asking you. Are you aware of a perception that the way that the discretion
I see no parallel.
I'm not finished.
I see none.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Are you aware that there's a perception that ICE is administering its power in a way that is causing fear and intimidation, particularly among immigrants and specifically among immigrants coming from Mexico and Central America? Are you aware of that perception?
I do not see a parallel between the power and the authority that ICE has to do its job and the agents and officers who do it professionally and excellently with lots of compassion.
Sir, how can you be the head of an agency and be unaware? And it is harmful in terms of leading those who are innocent people arriving at our border, fleeing harm. It is harmful to them. Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux.
History in the military. Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. Down 6% right from the get-go. This is heavy set. Big tech. Here we go. Look at them go down. Microsoft is down $20. That's 5%. Alphabet, 5%. Meta, 6%. Amazon, 6%. Apple, 9% down. Let's pull out Apple. This is interesting. A question for you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people from my last video saying that nothing's coming, nothing's gonna happen, I'm paranoid, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you like this. This is where I'm working, okay? I'll read that. That's where I'm working right now.
Tesla.
The man who owns that company, I'll say Elon Tusk. You know, y'all know Elon Tusk. Find the rhyme, the rhythm. He has us working 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. I'm an electrician. I wire up all the machinery that they're using to build the trucks. I'm wiring up all the machinery that they are using to build these robots, okay? We are working 12 hours, 7 days a week. I have worked for TikTok. I have worked for Amazon. I have worked for Samsung. I have worked for Fortune 500 companies all year. Nobody is pushing their people like this, okay? 12-hour shifts. He is trying to complete this for something. I promise you, bro, soon as these robots go online, it will kill 80% of the job force. All you people driving trucks, in restaurants, who don't think this can happen in Japan, they already have robots serving tables. They already have nurses that are being robotically projected from monitors to help patients. Your job is not safe, okay? 80% of the workforce will be killed by these robots. As soon as he puts these AIs inside of these robots, I promise you, bro, they will think, be smarter, faster, and they do not need to sleep, bro. We call in. I called in 3 days ago because I worked 6 days straight. Robots don't do that, and that's what they are pushing for, bro. Have you sitting at home with the real ID, with your Fed Now money, taking free governmental universal income, slave, bro. Victim to the system, bro.
Okay, so
Okay, well, you're working for a guy that creates robots. I'm pretty sure AI is going to take over the company eventually, right? But you're working 12-hour days, right? I hope you're putting aside Saturday and Sunday, maybe 8 hours Saturday and Sunday, and working for yourself, right? You're an electrician. You know how to work on Teslas. Do you know how many people have Teslas that don't want to pay the $1 million to have a Tesla operator come out there? Put a little ad on Craigslist or something. Get licensed, right? Start working for yourself a little bit. You never know. You might take off in the Tesla game, right? Because I'd rather have a mom and pop Tesla operator than a Tesla dude come out. It's going to cost half the price, right? You profit all that. Pay cash, you don't got to claim it. You know what I'm saying?
some breaking news in regards to the Middle East. USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group 3, ballistic missile defense capable cruisers, destroyers, and an entire fighter squadron have been ordered to deploy to the Middle East as a contingency in case anything could possibly go on between Iran and Israel. Now, obviously, this past week has been a little crazy. There's been some strikes happening all over the place and things have been escalating. So that is going on. That was just ordered by the Secretary of Defense. In addition to that, a whole bunch of airlines have canceled their flights to Israel. Over the past few days, Air India, Germany's Lufthansa Group, and U.S. carriers, United Airlines, and Delta, and Italy's ITA Airways said they had suspended flights to Tel Aviv. Airlines this week have also been canceling and delaying flights to the Lebanese.
You must have never seen Goodfellas.
Capital Beirut after the strike that happened there. Canada even issued a notice to Canadian aircraft to avoid Lebanese airspace for at least a month due to the risk to aviation from military activity. Additionally, there's been a new joint resolution 106, which was a resolution to authorize the use of the United States Armed Forces against the Islamic Republic of Iran for threatening the national security of the United States through the development of nuclear weapons. It was introduced by Senator Lindsey Graham on July 31st. When you read the entire thing, it's online. It's like, to authorize the use of the United States Armed Forces against the Islamic Republic of Iran for threatening the national security of the United States through the development of nuclear weapons. And it just like says whereas for everything. You can read it. It's crazy. In any case, there's a lot going on, and this is definitely a developing situation.
Oh, I wouldn't touch him.
Here, Gary, your pole, babe.
Hold on. I got to. Wow. Look at that thing. The hook came out. But look how they can fight you. I think.
What is that?
It's called a wolf eel. I think, or a wolf fish.
It's like snagged on the.
Get a shot at it. Let me get this.
It's like a turtle head. Let them go. You're not going to eat it.
Grab them, man. Just go straight up in their gill. There you go. Holy slime. All right, here we go.
Ocean is crazy.
Y'all, TikTok. Who remembers this movie? Who remembers this scene from this movie?
Please don't get copyrighted. It's a good scene.
How many people have you treated so far? Well, we've had 10,009 clinical trials in humans so far. And how many are cancer-free? 10,009. So you have actually cured cancer? Yes, yes. Yes, we have.
It's the dirty game they play, y'all. The dirty game.
Now, what if I was to tell you that the scene in that movie where the two ladies are talking to each other has just played out in real life?
Is this as big as it sounds?
I think it potentially is. I mean, it's very early days. So basically, they've discovered that if they use the same technology that they use for COVID, and they use some mRNA, which is a messenger part of DNA, they take your particular cancer, they biopsy it, they take some of the protein on your cancer, and they put it back into your cells.
Yo, now I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go and get myself a German Shepherd and a GT 500 just in case.
German Shepherd.
Does anybody else think it's weird that, like, a week after meeting with Trump, that Israel kills the leader of Hamas, and now they're starting a war with Iran? Just wondering.
So we are in South.
And he did say in a clip right at that conference or whatever he had with Israel and a bunch of other people that the war would be over quick, right? If he gets elected. And then what did he say, a week or 2 weeks later or whatever? Big war is about to pop off. They kill the leader and all that. He might be getting ready before he gets into office to set it off.
Korea right now. We have just got back to our hotel room from being out for a meal this evening. The time is, let me just check, it's just come up to 9 p.m. and we've just received this alert on our phones. Like, we've got the normal iPhone, it's from the UK, but this alert has just come up. Check it out. Okay, so this popped up right there. Can you see it? Public safety alert. It's all in Korean. Now check this out when I translate it into English. An unknown object estimated by the North Korean, South Korean slayer was identified in the sky near Seoul and the military is taking action. Please refrain from outdoor activities and do not contact when identifying unknown objects and report to the military base or the police. What does that even mean? So from reading that, that could be North Korean object in the sky, military have picked it up. I have no idea. There's no sounds going on. There's nothing happening outside. We've just literally been out and it's literally normal out there. People are walking around, having a normal time. Is this a normal thing in South Korea? Does it happen a lot? Pretty mental. Let us know. Is this like a normal occurrence? Do we have anything to worry about? It's pretty strange for us to experience this. We've just come from China. Nothing like this happened. But like to receive this information on our phone, on our screen as we've just come into our hotel room about Seoul and we're in Seoul right now is just a bit concerning.
Guys, we need to take another look at our history because the people before the pharaohs made something so perfect that it would be extraordinarily difficult to make now. In fact, we'd have to make tools that we don't even have now. No one tries to make something like this out of solid granite now because it's just too damn hard. Could we do it? Yeah, but you'd have to stand a team up. You'd have to invent some new tools and new approaches.
Right.
And hell, just to measure their perfection, you have to have tools that we didn't have 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You know, the point cloud scanners that they're determining the perfection from, we didn't have the ability. How do you make something so perfect when you don't have the tool to even determine the perfection? And to think it was made before the pharaohs, and the mainstream will tell you that.
Now this is a 3D print or a 3D print that was done from a scan from one of the original bases, right?
That's exactly right.
So, right, how do you take one of the hardest stones that exists on Earth and create something that looks like it was built on a pottery wheel with these little handles that are built into it? They're part of it. They're not added on after. So that rules that out.
It's almost like they put them there just to tease you and say, hey, by the way, let's just make sure you know I didn't turn this. This wasn't turned,
right.
At least at that part. Now, what'd they do? At that part, they went and used their copper chisels and...
Now, these are also these are the only ancient Egyptian artifacts that have been like 3D scanned with laser scanners from like, I know the aerospace department at Rolls-Royce with Christopher Dunn's son. They were part of a big scanning project with mats, vases.
Reading a page of my book every day till we have enough people to jump timelines on August 8th, 2024. It was not long after these experiments that Project Looking Glass realized with enough people manifesting the same thing simultaneously, they could jump timelines on a much larger scale. Up to this point, they had primarily been concerned with manipulating the outcome of future events. Indeed, the fall of the Soviet Union was thought to be a direct result of focused manifesting by Looking Glass manifestors throughout the 80s. However, manipulating the future took time, and the results were often imprecise. The prospect of jumping timelines, however, promised results on a much shorter timescale. The only problem was that the number of manifestors required for such a maneuver was too great. The combined desires of billions of people on the planet, even in beta brain states, were too much to overcome with the relatively small staff of manifestors at Project Looking Glass. In order to lower the threshold for jumping all of humanity into a new timeline, they first needed to manufacture some catastrophic event that would plunge the population into a state of fear. You see, when people are in a state of fear and confusion, they are least effective at manifesting their own desires, leaving their reality open to influence from outside agents. If Project Looking Glass could get enough people in a state of fear, then they could jump timelines into the world they wanted without anyone noticing and without the pesky desires of the public getting in their way.
August 8th, y'all. Thursday? Right? Thursday. Let me know down below. Catch me up on August 8th, the drama. Do I need to go a little deeper on August 8th? London has fallen, y'all. Look at that. Scary stuff.
With us in government, we campaign with the plan. Uppercase T, uppercase P, the plan. And then the environment is such that we're expected to defend the plan. Even when the first time we roll it out, there may be some glitches and it's time to reevaluate and then do it again.
The submarines are completely, you cannot find them in the sea. They are stealth beyond stealth. I interviewed the former commander of the nuclear subforces, a guy called Admiral Connor. Never given an interview like this before. And I said, like, how hard is it to find a nuclear-armed sub? And he said, Annie, it's easier to find a grapefruit-sized object in space than a nuclear sub under the sea.
Because space is the sea. See, he lied but told you the truth. Right? He lied with the truth.
Jesus.
And these things are, by the way,
slick.
I have a map in the back of the book that shows you how close adversaries, enemies, call them what you will, China and Russia, how close they come to the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States regularly, which means it reduces that launch time I told you about of 26 minutes, 40 seconds. That reduces it down to sort of 10 minutes or less.
Have you ever heard of Operation High Jump?
I knew I was going to love this podcast.
No, dude, it's Operation High Jump. What does that mean? Okay, so at one point, some people are like, what's going on with Antarctica? Have you heard this, where they sent Admiral Byrd up?
What's going on in Antarctica?
Yeah, so the U.S. government's like, something's going on with Antarctica. There's some activity up there. We want to find out what's going on. So they send this cat named Admiral Byrd up to investigate with a giant fleet, just a fleet to go bang, bro. You know?
When was this?
I think this was in the, when was Eisenhower in? Was it the 50s? Yeah, it was 60s? Like right around, either around World War II or right after it. And so they sent Admiral Byrd up to go find out. And according to his journal that they found much later, he basically met with UFOs, Nazi UFOs.
What?
Yes.
Nazi UFOs.
The Nazis.
The Nazis had a flying saucer.
Had made a deal, basically, working with
What?
You've never heard this?
No.
It's the greatest story ever, bro. It's the greatest story.
So the Nazis made a deal with the aliens?
Yes.
Holy shit.
For technology, and the deal was they were going to work together, okay? I know this sounds crazy. So basically the aliens go down and Klaus Schwab's dad go down and meet with Eisenhower. It's going to be like, we could either do it one way or the other way. We could do it nice or we can do it the wrong way. And that's where they say Eisenhower made a deal with these aliens that they could kidnap people and do experiments, but they couldn't just do it anywhere. They had specific places, which were our national forest. What? Yeah, dude. You've never heard of this.
You're making this sound as if this is like a story that is commonplace.
Well, for my people, it is.
Jamie, help me out here. Have you heard the story?
Brand new.
You've never heard of this?
Have you seen this one? It was going around social media about menu prices back in 2019. So this is not even that long ago. 2019 McDonald's prices for medium French fries, it was $1.79. 2024, it's $4.19.
Yeah, for a medium fry.
32% increase. Chicken nuggets were $1.29. Now they're $3.80. That's a 200% increase. And you can see the rest of this chart. Taco Bell, everyone, Chick-fil-A. This is 2019 to 2024. That's 5 years. So that's why when you hear like, oh, inflation's only gone up like 8 or 7%, maybe in general, but the average person who goes to McDonald's, who goes to fast food, they're like, what are you talking about? It's gone up 200%. Like I used to be able to buy French fries for $1.80. Now it's almost $5 for fries.
Yeah, obviously there's some issues with how they calculate inflation. Even the one that's called the supercore inflation, where they don't include stuff like housing, and which is like, are you stupid? Like
that's like the biggest thing that people spend on.
I mean, I get it. They're trying to avoid a recession and they're trying to avoid chaos to incur. But if people were to know the truth on how expensive inflation really is, it's really a lot higher than what they're reporting, of course. Because I mean, your wallet will tell you otherwise. It's not 3%.
Man, I look. I get what you're saying.
And we feel like Trump is racist, bro.
No, he's not racist. Come on, how's he racist? Come on, YG. Racist, you know he's not racist, bro. Come on. He was friends with he was friends with everybody. He becomes president, now he's racist? Come on.
He became president and he became racist.
But how? Give me an example how he's racist. One.
Bro, I don't want to do that. Give me one. Lie.
Come on.
No, we on a lie. No, fuck no. Hell nah.
Okay. That sounds like somebody that doesn't know nothing, but he might, let's just say hypothetically, might be racist. But have you heard your lyrics? Have you heard your lyrics? Racism should be the least of your problems. Every other song, you're killing somebody, raping girls, right? Killing people. I don't get it. That's their spokespeople. That's the people that speak for the Democrats.
You have to love how the earth works, boy. That little rock just rolling back and forth, making that
compound interest.
How long that takes.
No matter what you feel about Trump, there was a moment in that debate, Chappelle talks about it, when Trump said, of course these loopholes exist.
This man doesn't pay his taxes.
He's trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So if he's paid...
And then he said, if you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. And with that, my friends, the star was born.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted. As soon as she releases them, I will release.
Finally, a member of the oligarchy class says, yeah, we're cheating.
There you have it, CaveFam. There is today's reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you made it this far, like, comment. My new watchers, we upload damn near every day. More days than not, right? Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We're back. We're on a roll, feeling good. Got somebody coming over to look at replacing the carpet with some vinyl flooring, right? I'm balling on a budget. Nice vinyl flooring though in the bedrooms that we're not really going to be walking in and out. Like I do my videos in one room and then the other room's going to be the baby's room. So once we get that done, we'll be able to start decorating this baby room, and I will start posting more on Reddit. Not Reddit. What is it called? Discord. I will start posting more on Discord. I was thinking, like, I used to post a lot on my Instagram stories, like just nonsense of my runs, of what I'm eating, of, you know, just day-to-day things, my dogs, my lady, what we're doing, right? I'm gonna start posting that on my Discord, y'all. I'm gonna try to get more active on there for you guys, because I had somebody write on there yesterday like, what the hell happened, like it's dead over here. So I'm gonna try to start posting a lot more on there, so be on the lookout. Discord link in the bio. Yeah, you guys got any video clips you want to, you know, send them. Discord, I got my email down there if you want to send me some TikToks. Instagram's down below. Give your boy a follow. But anyways, y'all, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I hope everyone out there has a good Monday, starts getting after it, starting the week off right. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday for the next upload. Later.